YouTube, what the Attila Germanic something something crap is going on? HeirofCarthage here. How'd you like that intro? Anyway, so yes, unfortunately Attila is still Germanic something something Total War, hat tip Maximus, for the awesome name. And I may have modified a little bit. That was his phrase to begin with, which is why I'm giving him the hat tip, of course. So I got to play Wolfblade Master, and that was awesome. I actually got to play one of his clanmates right before it, and it was fun too. In the first battle, I took the West Romans, just because that's me, to pick the crap faction, because I guess I just have more fun as a crap faction. He took the Burgundians and had like Burgundian axes and Royal Lancers, and what can West Rome do about that? I got annihilated. He played great. The combination of the two. Second game we decided to play, he's like, hey, I'll be the Romans this time, which was really cool of him to offer to do that. And then I decided to bring the Germanic something something. And to be honest, let's see whether or not... Well, let's just take a look at the battle. He does something in this battle that I like. And it's an interesting tactic. It doesn't mean it's always going to work, but I like it. And it's the Dane axe-wielding HeirofCarthage that you can see in his army there. It's an interesting pick. They're very expensive for the East Romans. They're not super cheap like the Burgundian axemen. And in the battle that I played against him, not only could I not deal with his Royal Lancers, I was also going to have to try and deal with the fact that he had Burgundian axemen right behind his Royal Lancers. So even if I had gone into Diamond or something else like that, my guys were still going to get eaten alive, because without being charged, Dane axes wreck everything in melee combat. Cav, infantry, archers, generals, doesn't matter. In combat, they wreck everything as long as they don't get charged by cavalry. Everything. So, Dane axes, in my opinion right now, I like that they're a shock infantry unit, and I like that they're a strong shock infantry unit, but they are too good. Especially the cheap ones. Now, HeirofCarthage are expensive, so I don't have an issue with HeirofCarthage. They cost money. But like the Burgundian axes and some of the Nordic axe warrior stuff, very cost-effective units. Now, they do come at an extreme risk to cavalry, and cavalry is very prominent and very strong in Attila. So I would say that the unit is overpowered. Does it wreck the game in general? Not typically, just because cavalry is so overpowered. So I would say that melee cavalry is first and foremost the issue. Heavy melee cav, to be specific, in Attila, and then you might start looking at other issues like that. But until heavy melee cav has been addressed, I don't want to say that Dane axes are too far out of their place, because I'd like to see how they balance in if heavy melee cav was rebalanced. They are vulnerable to skirmishers. It's just difficult to have skirmishers live long enough with heavy melee cav running around to get enough time to shoot and kill Dane axe units. So they do have weaknesses. Cavalry and skirmishers are both decent against them. So I'm not sitting here saying that they have no weaknesses. They do. I'm just saying that they wreck everything in combat. Everything. So I'm shooting at his cavalry. His slingers are coming up and be like, yeah, we don't care about your infantry either. We're going to shoot at your cav. I find this hilarious. So he hurls a few stones and then he's going to pull back. Anyway, yeah, he's just going to straight up YOLO charge my infantry, because Air's being a dunce here, and I have my guys spread into idiotic formation. And they just get wrecked by these Kontari, even though they're medium. And my opponent's going to immediately pull back over here, which means I can't catch him and punish him for it. And then over here, he's not going to get away quite as quick, but he'll still get away queenly, and he's going to come in with his HeirofCarthage. So, and my game keeps crashing, so I wonder if it's resetting the sound and everything. Nope. Okay, it just reset my paint tool, so I'll have to fix that. So, yeah, his HeirofCarthage comes up over here, and I need to charge them, because again, if I can hit them on the charge, I can kill them. But you have to pretty much kill them on the charge, too, because if some of them get left, they will wreck you in combat. But as you can see, I mean, they're going to get absolutely wrecked on the charge. And I go ahead and pull through here so that I don't get bogged down in combat, because I wrecked a clean hole in the HeirofCarthage there. So I didn't want to stick around. I'm going to go after his Kontari here and start trying to mop them up. The battle's not over yet. I can't really attack his Protectores Domestici because I'm going to lose horribly if I do. And my archers weren't on fire at will, and I'm totally forgetting to give them orders, which is unfortunate. I keep running away from his Kontari. I actually should have just stood and fought them for a moment, and I probably would have destroyed him. His HeirofCarthage are open to another charge here, so if I do this, I can deal with his HeirofCarthage. If I let them stay in combat too long, I'm going to lose. But here his HeirofCarthage should get finished off by my noble cav. And then here I realize what's going on with my archers, and I'm going to actually open fire on his cavalry and his Heterea guards. And like I said, my goal here needs to be to kill his Heterea guards, but here I'm going to come after his general, but I get intercepted by some Kontari, unfortunately. Over here I haven't gotten any charges on his Heterea guards, and they are both owning in a melee fight right now against my Germanic something noble swords. His Heterea guards here, though, see how I said if some of them survive, it's not so easy? Some of them survived, and now they're going to start to kill a couple of my cav, and it's fortunate that they start wavering, because that would be bad. And now these Heterea guards, again, are going to start owning. Look at that. I lost one man, 60 kills in melee, and just skyrocketing. And see here, this one cav gets past me, so I'm not able to deal with it. I do know that I need to get back into the back of this Heterea guard, but this enemy Kontari, unfortunately, is going to disrupt me for just a moment. My Vandal Warlord comes out, and I don't get a good charge on these Heterea guards, which means now if I pull away, my Warlord's going to get owned. He's already getting owned in combat by the Heterea guards. So Dane axes, like I said, they are risky, but if they get in the right scenario, they will just wreck, and wreck. And his Protectores Domestici here are going to do well, for the most part, versus my Germanic swords. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. My general's going to die here, though. And that's going to be bad. So yeah, I mean, look how wrecked I got, and didn't cause any damage to the Heterea guards because I got a poor charge. And now the enemy general can protect the Heterea guards over here, and I have no answer to it. I do finally get a rear charge into this Heterea guard, but again, it has to be a very clean, very deadly charge, and basically just kill these guys, or else they're going to be coming back for seconds after the charge is over. And again, fortunately, I do get an extremely good charge here, and I'm killing a lot of Heterea guards with this Noble Alani, but again, it may not be fast enough. I have to pull out, and then my Noble Alani, when you pull out, I mean, you just get Danax wrecked. But I couldn't get trapped there by his Lanciarii Signors. But I mean, yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to deal with the Heterea guards, but I didn't. I now can't really keep my archers safe. I'm going to try and fire at his Heterea guards, but he has a mobility advantage, actually, right? Well, he did. He still does, technically, because of his Magister Militum. I won't be able to kill that Magister Militum fast enough, and my general is dead. So now my guys are going to start routing. So I think it's an excellent use of the Heterea guards here. It required me to make some mistakes, for sure, for this to work out for my opponent. I wouldn't say that his army is going to work out for you every time against the type of Germanic spam something that I brought, but I like that he utilized the Dane Axe, which is not a typical tool for the East Romans because of their cost. It really helped him chop down my cavalry, get through my flanks, and kudos to him, man. Even if someone's not playing so good, and I don't say that to try and take away from my opponent's skill. He outplayed me in both matches. So, yes, I wasn't at the top of my game, but even if I had been, he would have been playing head-to-head with me just fine. So I'm not trying to insinuate that. I'm just saying that you don't have to be as skilled to use a something army and beat someone who's not using it. We all know that, and I think we all agree on it, and like I said, that's meant as no offense, absolutely, to Wolf JJ. He did a great job in this battle. I didn't show the first one because it's pretty common, something beating down something else. I wanted to show you this because he had something else beating down the something. So, hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the games with JJ. Appreciate him. He was a great sport. It's fun to run into him. And, you know, he had told me that he enjoyed the videos, which I appreciate that whenever folks appreciate the content. And hopefully it, you know, creates excitement around Total War. I know I love the game. These Noble Swabies swordsmen were doing some wrecking, which is good, but nothing else in my army doing a whole lot except for this Noble Alani Cav. All the rest of my cavalry, like I said, you can see they were dealt with appropriately by JJ, and his Heterea guards, this is the one I killed. This is great. This is what you want. This one, though, 178 kills, though, and pretty much still alive. 91 kills, almost entirely alive. 93 kills. This one not as good, but when you get 237 kills on a Kontari, that's great. 130 some odd kills, also great. So, again, good game to my opponent. So there you go, 2 battles against the Wolf Clan in a row. Fun times. Who knows? Maybe I'll meet more of them going forward. I know the names of a few others. I don't know them in particular, but I know there's a few other good players. I see Oldazizi, or whatever his name is, Oldazi. Seen him in tournaments. Diplomat, obviously seen him in tournaments. And then it seems like there's someone else that I've seen of theirs in the tournaments other than Blade Master. I don't know all their players. I just see them because I watch the battles. If I run into any of them, be glad to play them. I definitely like playing everybody that I get the chance. I tell you, it'd be hecka fun sometime to run into like Panda Warrior is a great tournament player too. It'd be kind of fun to run into him, although I'm sure I'd get wrecked. And I like playing against the Prussian Prince too. It's hard for me to sync up with these folk because we're like all over the world. and when I play my games, they may not be playing. However, I have some ideas in mind. I was thinking about using my Twitter to see if you all would be interested, because sometimes I'll play some battles on like Saturday night or Sunday night, and I was thinking about maybe just starting to use Twitter to say, hey, I'm going to jump on this game. If you want to come play, jump in. And it might make the battles to where we can maybe engineer them a little more. Though, don't get me wrong, sometimes I just like quick battles too, because I like just jumping in against someone that doesn't know me. I don't know them. That way you kind of have that random experience. I find both to be entertaining. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing off.